Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Genuine Podcast. I hope you all are doing well. I am a bit nervous today because tomorrow, while I am filming this, I get my wisdom teeth out. So, probably when you see this, my wisdom teeth will already be out and hopefully everything went well. But besides that, today we are doing a marriage podcast because I've been seeing a lot of people getting engaged or already getting married. So it's kind of been all over my Instagram recently. Like, I went to a wedding in April, I believe. Shout out to my friend Kelly and Luke that are now happily married, and their wedding was very, very beautiful. And I was so honored to be there. So that was exciting to see an actual friend of mine get married because I don't think I've ever been to a wedding, to be honest, or that I could actually remember, probably. So that was pretty cool. And someone in my hula class got engaged recently, so that's very exciting for her. And one of my cousins got engaged recently, so lots of love, lots of engagement in the air. But I do have Jerry on the line. Jerry, how are you?
Yo, yo, yo. I'm chilling, a little tired, but you know what? We're still kicking. How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good today. I feel pretty content today right now. So I'm trying to just soak in the happiness that I have at the moment.
Okay, nice, dude. Alrighty.
So going off of that, let's get into our report card. So you could give your report card first.
Okay, sounds good. I guess we'll start mentally. I'd give myself a good B. Um, everything's pretty good. Feeling pretty stress free, I'd say. I guess the only thing that holds it back from an A is recently, or I guess the past few days, I've been struggling with the cut I'm on, and just feeling like I plateaued. And when you're not, I guess when things aren't going smoothly, it's like it affects you, or at least for me. So I'm just like darn tootin', but I think I'm back on it, so I'm feeling good. And I guess that goes over to the physique, or what is it? Physical. Physical. I'd give myself. What would I give myself? I guess an A. Feeling good, leaning out, and yeah, pretty happy with where I'm at, honestly. So that's my report card. What's yours looking like, Bianca?
That's a good report card. I mean, for the mentally, how you're saying, it definitely is hard when you're on that cut sometimes because, like you said, how you're plateauing. Um, yeah, it's hard to keep pushing during that moment. But for me specifically, though, mentally, I would say I'm probably at a B plus just because I'm really content right now. I'm really happy where I am at the moment. I'm feeling a lot better and just organizing my room and getting it to look how I want it to look. And yeah, I would say I'm just pretty good right now at the moment. Physically, I would probably say now I'm up to like a B minus. You know, we're getting in the groove of things. I've been feeling just internally better physically. Um, yeah, so that's what I would say about that. So like a B minus. I could feel that I'm sore a little bit, but I'm not like insanely sore where I can't move and then it feels like I don't want to go. So I've just been feeling better overall.
Okay, nice report card, man. And I'm happy to hear that you finally moved out of the C range. So now you're in the B range, and hopefully, I guess after your whole wisdom tooth thing, you can grind it out and keep going up from there.
Yeah, I definitely will. So I'm excited once I get my wisdom teeth out just to have more time to really build up that strength and that muscle that I had and just overall feeling a lot healthier and I guess back to normal how I was before I started this spring semester. But anyways, so we're going to get on into the podcast episode now. And like I said, this is about marriage. So our first question, do you think you want to get married or do you feel like you're supposed to?
Okay, so for me, I definitely fall under this more. I fall under the side of feeling like you're supposed to. Honestly, if it were up to me, I probably wouldn't get married, or at least at this point in my life where I'm at, I wouldn't want to. But you know, yeah, there are some things where I'm like, yeah, just feel like you're supposed to. It's kind of a norm or an expectation, and yeah, I'm not too I guess thrilled about marriage, but that's just my take. What about you?
Honestly, I slightly agree with you a little bit. I do feel like I'm supposed to get married, but also I genuinely just want to be married as also. I think just the idea of growing old with somebody, of course you could grow old with someone without having that piece of paper and having like the whole ceremony and everything, but I don't know, I think it's like a really nice way to celebrate your love and commitment to each other. And ideally I just want to I have that want to get married.
Okay, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of like you said. I mean, you don't need to be married to grow old with somebody, but I mean, I get your point of view, and that kind of inspired a quick question. I don't have the answers for it, but like, I guess I want to hear your thoughts on it. And that's like, do you think, I guess guys and girls look at marriage differently? Like let's just say for you, right? You have that want internally, but maybe as a guy, we internally maybe don't want to. I don't know. I'm just saying. What are your thoughts on that?
That's so interesting. I mean, I don't know if guys generally don't want to just because maybe you don't necessarily want to, but I think definitely women expect it or they want it a little more. And I think it's just maybe the way that we've grown up. Like, for instance, like a lot of Disney movies or like the early, like Disney movies, they show all the princesses getting married to their prince, you know? So I think it also builds, I guess that desire because that's what we've seen. And of course, not everybody has both their parents, but I guess for me, luckily, I was, very grateful and blessed to have both of my parents still together and they have like a pretty good relationship. So that's something that I've seen as I've gone older. So there's a clear, what's the word? There's a clear, like I see it all the time. You know what I mean? So, I don't know the answer to that question because I mean, I think guys also want to have a woman in their life that can make them better in some way and also to grow old with somebody, or I would like to think that, but maybe I don't exactly know either.
Okay, cool. And you know what though? You're right about having the your parents and I guess seeing a good example of a I guess a happy marriage. And I guess that kind of maybe explains mine where I guess I didn't grow up seeing like a super happy marriage or any of that. So it's like I guess maybe that explains why I have less desire. But yeah, I'm just spitballing here. But yeah, cool little side question there.
Yeah, I think I tend to see that with people that don't have both of their parents in the picture, that they either don't want to get married or they have like I guess more of an urge of like they want to have a better upbringing for their kids in the future. And sorry if I'm looking back here, my little puppy is behind me and I thought he was sometimes when he sleeps he's like barking in his sleep, so I thought I heard him barking. He's definitely like twitching right now. But anyways, um, moving on to our next question though. How long do you think someone should date before marriage?
My personal uh, opinion on that is 3 to 5 years. It gives you enough time to get to know the person. Um, and yeah, I just think that's the bare minimum. I think 2 years is too little. 3 years might be even pushing it. But I think like 5 years is a nice amount of time. And yeah, that's my thoughts on that. What about you?
For me personally, I think a minimum would be 2 years. Like that should be the absolute minimum. So I think between like 2 to 4 years is like a good time for you guys to get married, just because there are people that could definitely hide things for a long time from their partner. Like people could hide things up to like a year because they want to put on the best image of themselves to their partner. And that actually happened to me in my first relationship that I had, my first like very, very serious relationship. My partner definitely didn't tell me something that was like very important that I think I should have known, or I think that you should definitely bring up to your partners. And it kind of led to the downfall of our relationship.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that is pretty crazy, honestly. Like having to hide something. But yeah, I think 2 to 4. Well, for me, it's 3 to 5. 3 to 5 years. They'll probably expose themselves by then, so you could see if they're really the one you want to keep around.
Yeah, exactly what you said. Like they could only hide something for so long. I think like after a year, that's when they start exposing certain things, just kind of based on my experience. But also, I've had conversations with some other people of like they knew others that were hiding that they were like an alcoholic for a year, or that they were doing drugs, or, that they were like addicted to smoking and things like that. So, those are obviously some major deal breakers for some people, and those are also some pretty big deal breakers for me. I mean, the alcohol, I mean, just don't be an alcoholic. If you drink every once in a while, that's fine, but it can't be something affecting your health.
Yes.
Yes, but moving on, do you believe in soulmates or the one, or is marriage more of a choice?
Oh boy. So I guess firstly, I'd start off by saying I think the whole concept of soulmates or the one, it's kind of like we kind of got like programmed, not programmed, that's kind of a weird word, but like we see it in movies and that kind of stuff, and we like to believe like there's that one person out there for us. But yeah, I really do think it's like a myth, a scam, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, because in reality there's a lot of people out there, and you're going to meet a whole bunch of people, and you may think they're the one right now, but then things are going to fall apart. You'll meet someone else, you'll think they're the one, you know what I mean? It's temporary. Or yeah. So I definitely think, I guess marriage in this case is more of a choice, or the soulmate type of thing. You choose the person you want to be with, and then you'll feel like they're the one. Hopefully when you do get married, you feel like they're the one for you. But the idea that there's only one person out there for you is definitely like a myth, and I think honestly can be pretty detrimental to some people, because if you walk around thinking that way when you meet someone and then things don't work out, it's gonna feel a lot worse. So that's my take on that.
I also agree with pretty much almost everything that you said. Like you said, in the movies, they paint a picture of, this is the person that I was always meant to be, and they're the other half of me, and all this stuff. I do think love is definitely a choice. And I am looking at my notes right now, but I say love is a choice because I don't think love is just a feeling. Because let's say, I had a partner right now. I'm not going to wake up every single day in this euphoric feeling of feeling in love. And love is also, it's a behavior, it's a commitment that you make, and you choose that person every day regardless how you feel. So that's why I say love is a choice. And also, going back to what you had mentioned, that there isn't just one person. I think there are probably multiple people out there that we could consider the one, or that we can go through life with. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's a choice that you're making. Because also, I don't know exactly where I read this from, but it probably was like somewhere on Instagram or something. But I think it was like this woman asking, like, why do you love me? And I think someone said, because you make me feel like this and this and this. When I guess like the correct answer is because, oh, because you're mine. And the reason why that's the correct answer is because, let's say, like your mom, for instance, you don't want to have a better mom because the mom that you have is already yours, and you just wouldn't want to trade them for anybody else because that's who made you. Like, that's something that's a part of your life. I know that's a little bit different, but I guess you could say the same thing like with your dog. Like, is my dog completely perfect? No, but I love him so much and I'm not willing to trade him for like a quote unquote like better dog. You know what I mean? Like, he's already my dog and he's just everything to me. So yeah, that's the best way that I could, I guess, explain why I think love is a choice.
Okay, I really rock with that. Um, I don't even know what to call it, like that description of it. I'm not sure, but it's interesting. I've never heard that before, but yeah, it's a pretty cool answer. Rock with it.
Yeah, I really liked it too because I'm like, well, it's good to, of course, feel like, oh, my partner makes me feel loved. They make me feel hot or sexy or intelligent or like the funniest person ever. But again, like feelings, like they fade away or like they go back and forth. And if those feelings fade away of, oh, I don't feel like I'm in love anymore, then I guess that results to love is just a feeling. Going back to what I'm saying, that I don't think love is just a feeling. Love is a choice.
Super big facts.
Super big facts. But our next question: what are non negotiables you would need in a partner before considering marriage?
This one kind of trips me up. I don't really think I have any, at least like when I first read it, nothing really comes to mind. I'm just kind of like, dude, just as long as they're a decent human being, and we rock with each other, and yeah, that kind of stuff. Go ahead. Let me see your answer. What are your non-negotiables?
Well, I just know that I think my number one is honestly they need to be emotionally intelligent because I am extremely emotionally intelligent. And I think emotionally intelligent people are also more likely to be considerate and just overall genuine people, hence the genuine podcast, because I know that I'm a very genuine person. I need them to be funny because if there's no humor in the relationship, then how are we going to laugh together? You know what I mean? So I think humor is a big thing. I need them to also be healthy, not just physically, but mentally. Um, Also, ideally, I think I have decided that I need them to be Hispanic just because I am not fully immersed in my culture and I want someone who can help bring that out of me and also bring that to our children as well. They need to have good work ethic, they need to be intelligent, and they just need to be an overall great leader. I need them to have good leadership skills because, in my eyes, I think the man is the leader in the house.
Epic take. Um, okay, awesome little non-negotiables. Very interesting with the Hispanic thing, but yeah, I guess that brings up some of mine that I thought about then, which would be kind of like you said, being healthy both physically and mentally. Physically, because you want them to also live a long, healthy life with you, and to me, being physically fit or healthy is very important. So I would like a partner who matches that, right? And mentally, because I don't know if this sounds bad, but I don't want to have to deal with someone who has these issues, and they're throwing them on me, and they're flipping out, or maybe they're not even like they're not understanding. We can't talk things out, that kind of stuff. So good communication kind of thing, and um, yeah, those are mine.
That is a good another good point that you brought up, communication. And like you said, I think that goes into, I guess, what I said about being emotionally intelligent, which could lead them to being more considerate and probably more thoughtful as a person. But I definitely agree with you. I don't think that's wrong to say that you definitely need someone who is mentally at least stable, you know, because like you said, if they don't know how to handle certain situations, overall that's going to make or put stress on the relationship. And I think that is something that's definitely avoidable, or something that's also, what is the word? It would be more, I guess, easier to work out as opposed to somebody who just was not willing to work it out, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. True that.
True that. But for our next question, have you ever felt pressured to be in a relationship just because of your age?
For me, maybe uh, a little bit, not so much, at least not from my family, but I know from like friends and stuff, there definitely is more pressure, and maybe not even like so much the relationship, like to be in a relationship, but I guess to just be out here on the prowl, you know what I mean? Be dating a bunch and that kind of stuff. I definitely think there is some pressure there, but yeah. Do you feel like there's pressure in your life?
I wouldn't say there's too much pressure. I mean, I definitely do get questions about it from relatives or friends, but yeah, I don't necessarily feel a pressure. It's just something that I genuinely want right now in my life, just because I am getting older, but I haven't really had a relationship where I spent like a really, really long time with somebody, growing with them and just making memories. And it's just something I genuinely want. Like, I want that time before I get married with whoever my future husband will be.
Yeah, dude. Well, I hope you find that soon. You know.
Yeah, I hope so too. But, whenever the time is right, then the time is right. But going on
Ab-
into our next question, do you believe in staying married no matter what, or is there a point where it's okay to walk away?
In my humble opinion, I think it's absolutely fine to walk away. I think if you and your partner have already tried working things out, and you gave it, I guess, the maximum effort, then and it still isn't working out. You guys are still throwing dishes at each other or whatever. Like, yeah, I think it's absolutely fine to walk away, if it's something that's, I guess, unfixable. And you know, yeah, I'll stop there. But what do you think?
I think for the most part, I would want to try and stay married as long as possible. But of course, like, there are obvious situations where you should walk away. If it's putting you in any mental or physical danger, then those are times when you need to walk away. Or if you're kids, or if you both have kids, then that's when you need to walk away in order to protect them, to protect yourself, or I don't know, any loved ones or anybody that you have that could also be in danger as well.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, but for the most part, if you guys are just like having a period where you're just arguing all the time, then I don't think that's something, I guess, as simple to walk away from. Like, I think there's just, you need to work better together in order to fix whatever problems that you guys are having, or create some kind of middle ground. But like I said, it would just have to be the extreme scenarios that I had mentioned earlier.
Right, right.
But for our next question, what would your dream wedding be like if you had to plan it today?
Okay. Mine would be very chill, very I guess they're called like intimate, or just very low key. Just it'd be, yeah, just friends, a little bit of family, and it's just a chill little thing. Honestly, nothing crazy. I don't want anything crazy. What about you?
Well, for my dream wedding, I think I might be slightly the opposite. Like if I had unlimited amount of money, I would probably want it to be somewhere out of the country. I would fly everybody out. I would have like a hotel or Airbnb for whoever's coming, and I would make it like maybe a whole week thing of just like celebrating, or maybe not a week. I don't know, maybe a week. It just depends where it is, but I really liked what I saw for Millie Bobby Brown's birthday, or not her birthday. What am I saying? When she got married. I don't know exactly where they were, but it was so like green. Like there was just so much like greenery. It was so beautiful. It was, I don't want to guess exactly where it is, but I feel like somewhere in Europe maybe is where she got married. Don't quote me on that, but it was just such a beautiful wedding. Like I just loved how it looked, and yeah, so that's what I would say for my dream wedding.
Holy moly!
Holy moly. But going on into
That's all I get.
going on into our next question. Do you want kids? If so, how many, and does gender matter?
Yes. Surprisingly, I actually do want kids. Ideally, two. One boy, one girl. So I guess gender does kind of matter. I mean, realistically, if it comes out being like, let's just say two boys, two girls, or two girls, I wouldn't mind. But yeah, it would be cool to have like the boy, my boy offspring, and then my girl offspring, just to see how they turn out. You know what I mean? But yeah, one boy, one girl. I think that's the best case scenario. What about you?
Um, if I made like a decent amount of money, I think ideally I would want four kids, or if my body was able to handle four kids, but I'm also fine with just having two kids or three kids. And as far as gender, it used to matter to me a lot when I was younger. I was like, I absolutely want a boy. I need a boy. But at this point, I honestly, it doesn't matter to me anymore. Just whatever God is willing to give me and bless me with. I wouldn't mind having just like all boys or only girls or a mixture of both. I mean, I think I would like a mixture of both just to see how you said like how they would come out. Yeah, but whatever God's just willing to give me.
That's right, dude. I am a little curious though. Why specifically four? I know you're open to less, but like, why four? You know what I mean?
Um, I think just because it would be nice to have multiple kids to like carry on the genes of me and my husband, and they can all, I guess, play together. And I think maybe just also how I grew up. I have one sister, and we don't have the best relationship, and I didn't grow up with the best relationship with her as well. Like it's still not great. So I guess in that case, if it did happen, they could probably cling on to at least like one other sibling, which sounds, I don't know if that sounds kind of terrible, but I don't know. I think I would want to raise my kids to be like a close knit or like a close group of, siblings, or that would be
Yeah.
an ideal world.
Okay. That's yeah, I don't think that's terrible, but that's kind of funny. But okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it would be nice to have like a big family. I don't know.
Okay.
But for our next question, if you had to be married in the next 6 months, who are you calling?
I'm really just calling definitely my friends first. I'm just like, bro, getting tied down, bro. And that's kind of how that go. I guess my mom or my dad maybe. And then I guess from there it's like extended family. But yeah, that's who I'm calling. Who are you calling, Bianca?
I'm just assuming in the case of the scenario, if nobody knows at all that I got married, I would tell my parents first, and then I would tell some of my closest friends. I can't, if I had the same friends right now, I probably would tell maybe you first.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, me and Jerry talk quite often, or at least like in this moment in my life. Jerry is definitely like one of my closest friends, and yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I probably would call you first.
All right, cool. Let's see if I pick up.
But for our final question, would you want to wait till marriage to live with your partner, or do you think it's fine living together before marriage?
Okay, so I have two answers for this one. The first one, I'm just gonna get it out the way. I think I'm not 100% sure. I think under the religious scope, living with someone before getting married is actually like really bad, I guess. Um, but anywho's, my real answer, I guess, is yeah, I think it's fine to live with someone before getting married. I think it's actually important because you get to see how they are. I guess like in that kind of setting, and you guys kind of get to see how you guys are. If you're messy, if there's clashing when it comes to doing things like dishes, or you guys can work that out too. I genuinely think it's important um, to just see how you guys work out. Maybe that's the thing that you guys figure out, like, hey, this is not going to work out, and then you guys could call it there. You know what I mean? So I honestly do think it's important to live together before getting married. What do you think?
I also agree, like you said, about like the cleanliness or like organizing your house a certain way. Those are very important life skills that everybody needs to know. But I guess going on with the cleaning and the organizing, I mean, that also is going to either put stress on the relationship or it's going to benefit you both in some way. And I am looking at my notes again, but I guess like the benefits of just being clean and organized is that it reduces stress and anxiety, it boosts your mood, improves focus and productivity, it creates a sense of accomplishment, it increases efficiency, and of course, it promotes good health and hygiene. So, in my house recently, my whole family and I, we have been deep cleaning like the entire house, and it just feels so good to feel just clean. And I don't know, I kind of wish I learned this a little bit more when I was younger, just how important it is to be clean and organized, because I love organizing like everything in the kitchen or just like everything in the house, just knowing where everything is. And yeah, it's super important to see if this person is either going to, I guess, help boost efficiency and everything that I just listed off, or if it's going to put stress on those aspects in your life as well.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I gotta agree with the whole. When you see, let's just say, a clean room, or you know where things are and you're organized, it's just like, yeah, you just feel good. It's like, you know. But when you walk into, let's just say, a room and there's like things everywhere, at least for me, I'm like, oh, dude, it's just frustrating. And yeah, so gotta agree with that.
Yeah, I also think that if you're not a clean or like somewhat organized person, that I think it does show that maybe you might have some issues maybe going on with you mentally. I don't know if that's something wrong to say, but I feel like those are very important things. It's important to be clean and organized. And yeah, so I think in the beginning of the year, I had confessed that my room is like the only thing that I'm not really as organized and cleaned about, but the whole house, like I'll clean and I'll organize everything. Like I don't have a problem with that. And I honestly, I enjoy organizing just a lot of things in the house, but I don't know why for my room, it was a lot different. But since I've been doing a room transformation, now I know where every single thing is, and it just feels more. comfy and productive, and it just feels like a space that's, I don't want to use the word clean, but I just feel, I don't know. I don't know if enlightened is the word. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I just
Or
feel,
peaceful?
yeah, I guess peaceful is a good word. I definitely feel more at peace in my room that it's, I mean, there's still work that I need to do because there's still things that I'm purchasing and like getting rid of, and I still need to paint the room. But anyways, besides that, it's definitely a better space in this process than before.
Okay, that's awesome, dude. Shout out clean room. That's good.
Yeah, shout out clean room. But okay, you guys, so that is the end of the podcast. We are going to go into our weekly wins. So, Jerry, what is your weekly win?
Oh yeah. So my weekly win, I'd say, is that I got these two new pairs of pants. I know it doesn't sound very exciting, but I don't own a lot of pants. I just always wear black pants. So I added two new pants to my roster. And, I kind of got lucky too, because initially I thought they were, I guess, a lot more expensive than they were. And when I checked out, they were super cheap. And it's kind of funny because my homie also bought pants from the same place, and they ended up being that full price, I guess. I'm like, dang, I kind of got lucky, honestly. So shout out God for giving me those cool pants, bro, and the cool deal. So yeah, that's my weekly win. What's yours, Bianca?
Okay, right on. I love that. Saving money, especially on clothes. Your clothes could be so expensive. And that's also something I've been looking into, is to find like good clothes, but also something that's not breaking the bank. But anyways, for my weekly win, I guess I have two things. One of them is that I am now, I call it the pro class, but it's just like the most advanced class at my hula studio. And yeah, I'm just really excited. I don't want to say I'm nervous because I already know what to expect, that it's going to be really hard and it's going to take time for me to just get better as a dancer. But I'm here for the ride, I'm here for the journey, and I'm excited to see how I'm going to progress as a dancer. So that's a weekly one of mine. And another weekly win I have is just keeping up with my daily goals that I had said, I think in the last podcast, that I just want to read a chapter a day. I want to practice my Spanish for at least 15 minutes to 30 minutes a day. And then working out or trying to move my body somehow. I've been pretty good on getting those daily goals done. So it's been fulfilling for my mental health as well.
All right, man. Well, congrats for making it up the hula ranks. It's really cool. And also congrats for, I guess, being consistent on the things you set out to be. And yeah, hopefully it keeps going.
That's right. Got to keep it going. But okay, now for the last segment of the podcast, we are doing appreciation time. So, Jerry, what are you grateful or appreciative that has happened to you this week?
I'd say I'm really grateful to my boy Joe. I consider him kind of like a spiritual mentor, or the guy I go to whenever I have questions and things like that. But yeah, shout out Joe. He got me a coffee this week. Um, and he's always my ride to church or things like that. Just a really all around cool guy. So shout out my boy Joe. And yeah, that's who I'm grateful to. What about you, Bianca?
I think I'm just really grateful for the gym and also the friends that I have at the gym, because I hadn't really gone to, I guess, like my home gym. I was mostly going to the gym at school, or I just like wasn't really working out at all for the last like 3 to 4 months. So it's nice that people are like, oh my God, you're back. I haven't seen you in so long. And, they're commenting on the progress, and they're like, oh, you look like this, you look like that. It's good to see you back and just like get into the routine again of just taking care of my health. So it's really inspiring, and I just love connecting with the people at my gym, and I just love it. I love the encouragement. I love just it's just so nice. It's just so nice to have a community at my gym, and I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, dude, shout out the gym community, man. Really cool.
Yep, shout out the gym community. But okay, you guys, that was the end of the marriage podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Jerry, is there anything you would like to say to everyone?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on again. Hopefully, I'll be there next week. And make sure to shower once a week. All right, peace out, guys.
Okay. Anyways, that was just so funny. Make sure to shower once a week. Okay, you guys, so that was the end of the marriage podcast. Those are just our opinions, those are our thoughts, of course. It's just simply what we think. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I hope you have a good night, morning, afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. And I'll talk to y'all again soon.